Greetings, Captain Zane, and welcome back to another episode of Starfleet Command, Orion Pirates. I am Fleet Admiral Derek of the destroyer USS Paris, as we continue our operations against the planet of Romulus here at 1912. Yes, only 2 planets remain, and Romulus is about 7-ish missions from falling to us. So let's keep the pressure on. Before we go, we're just going to quickly scroll through the list, see if one of the brand new XCA heavy cruisers has come out, and speak of the devil, we're buying that. We have been flying this destroyer for much longer than intended. To be perfectly blunt, the destroyer is a little disappointing on the firepower side. It's incredible. It's perfectly adequate for what we need it to do, but we want to do even more aggressive things like assaulting planets. And in order to do that, well, we're going to need to actually bring a little bit more firepower to the table, and that's going to be a heavy cruiser with the X-Type series upgrades. So let's fully stock this thing out and set off underway. I'm really happy that finally came up. We've been checking in at the repair docks every single time we show up in order to actually get one of these ships back, and we finally have it. Heavy battlecruiser USS Washington. A very proud and noble name. So let's hit the deck and increase speed. We are already having problems with energy purely because we just have so many phaser X's. They require double power of normal, and not a lot of ships are actually set up to be able to handle that. So we're going to quickly set it to half so that we can actually maneuver and get things rolling. And it does look like we're fighting a Rock, a Romulan optimized cruiser. Very deadly Romulan vessel equipped with quite heavy plasma torpedoes, but the more dangerous thing, at least I'm fairly certain it's on the Rock, is the pseudo-frigates. He should have 4 of them, which is a lot and a problem. So before things actually go completely sideways, let's set up our weapons group. So we need the phasers, and all of them, and there's quite a few of them, set on 1, and then we're going to go set our heavy photon torpedoes, of which we have 6, on 2, and then we'll select our missile launcher for number 3, because we're probably going to be engaging at long range. The phaser capacitor is almost charged, so let's buff this up just a little bit so it'll use all the energy that it needs. I will take a little bit of a hit from the recharge on the photon torpedoes in order to do that, but that's perfectly fine. By the time we actually get in any sort of actual decent range, we'll be alright. So let's kick this sucker up to a pretty high speed. We're going to use our maneuverability and firepower in equal measure to hopefully pick this guy apart. Yes, it is a scouting mission, but I'm going to save the scouting for later, so long as I can remember to do that. And we're just going to shell him down to basically a wreck before we go on in and take care of him. We, of course, need to get to a range of about 30, and it does look like he's trying to counter our electronic warfare, so we're going to go kick ours up to full power. So once we hit 20, we will be at about a 50% accuracy, but he is dropping into cloak. He has deployed his pseudo-frigates, so we shall engage with missiles. We're also going to turn off, because I don't want to get... Oh, he's coming out of cloak. So photon torpedoes, attack shift to 0. It's a little bit longer range than proper, and it also looks like we didn't actually get any hits out of that one. But we are going to pull directly away from him. He's doing a speed of 13 and slowly climbing. But the main thing that we're accomplishing here is that we're forcing him to have to stretch out a little bit from his little friendlies. He should have a couple of plasma torpedo Ds to shoot down those missiles. Fairly certain he does. Nope, he grabbed him, but apparently no plasma torpedo D. Interesting issue. Let's quickly check in here the weapons setup. I need to have enough energy to charge all of my photon torpedoes while simultaneously running away from him. Also, if at all possible, we would like to be able to get a little bit of a defense shift going on. I'm going to stop this at 3, let it drop down a little bit so that I have some more extra energy to spare for other things. And the missile barrage. We're going to try and just keep the speed going. If I have to, I will, and I shall increase speed. We're going to kick things up just a little bit more. Yeah, this is definitely going to affect our charge budget, but at this point the primary goal is to pick off these guys bit by bit until we no longer have to worry about them, and there being as many as there are, we don't want to get too close to him. So he has launched a plasma torpedo from long range. He's doing a speed of 31, something we can actually handle without too much difficulty. I'm going to set the missiles down to fire... Oh wait, no, we only have 2 missiles. I thought we had 4. Ooh, not as good as I thought. Okay. So we will engage both missiles. You only need 2 missiles to actually pick one of these off. The main issue is the stern shield is dropping pretty rapidly here, which is not tremendously good from an aggressive perspective. And another pseudo-frigate goes down. Luckily, his plasma torpedo will never get anywhere near us. Can I have enough power to mess around with things? I have 1 point of energy, which I could steal. How are you doing? Not all that much. So I'm going to go down to 2, up to 1. Just give myself a little bit of defense going on here. And we are, again, just extending this out so that we can actually pick off the pseudo-frigates one by one. That is the most important goal right now, and one that I think we're going to be able to pull off without too much difficulty. They are cruising in at 31, which is pretty high speed for a pseudo-frigate, but again, not super concerned. He's dropped down to speed of 24 because it's like he wants to get shot, not at 21, definitely. And picked him off there. It's now just one last pseudo frigate slowly closing in. He's trying to get a good angle on us, but as long as we keep up speed, we'll be perfectly fine. I'm going to see if I can't get a quick dip shot. Oh, this is why none of them hit. I had them set on the wrong mode. Give me the shot. Come on. There we go. Lots of good hits. 3 right on in there, and we'll pull right away. And missile launcher is about to come online, and we might be able to get this done. So 2 missiles away right in there. Dump a mine just for added measure. I don't think he's going to be able to maneuver that into him. He's doing a speed of 27, so this is going to drag it out just a little bit. Picked off one of them. Oh, picked off the other one. Okay, so he's going to be around for a little bit longer. Luckily, we don't have too much trouble just getting away from these guys. Rear shield, not having a great day, but we're working on it. I do need to get 2 more missiles past that, and they're now covering each other, which is not great, but we will steadily work his forward shield down until he's got nothing left. The question is, how long will the forward shield remain? Give me a quick check. Are you out in front? Yeah, you are. Okay, so I can just launch these missiles without too much trouble then. So, missiles engaged. Now they are going right in towards him, so hopefully he's not going to be able to get into a position to help out. Now, if we had chosen a heavy bombardment cruiser, we'd actually have a stern-firing photon torpedo, and that would make this job a lot easier. Okay, that's a pseudo-frigate complement destroyed, so we're just going to extend the range out a little bit, wait for our weapons to fully charge, and then we'll come back around without too much difficulty. Unfortunately, we are having a little bit of trouble when it comes to just speed management here. Oh, we've only got 4 photon torpedoes ready to go right now. Slow down a bit. Are you charging at all? Slowly, if at all. So we're going to slow down to about a speed of 27. I don't need a ton of energy here, quite frankly. And 3 points into the rear shield, that'll be good. Okay, let's engage with missiles. I just want to see what he's going to do with it. He probably should be able to pick these off without too much trouble. He does have a couple of phaser 3s, which should give him 360-degree coverage. But I do want to check this out. Okay, it looks like that didn't get through my rear shield. Excellent. How much longer until these photon torpedoes are ready to go? It's got to be a little while. So grab both of them, which isn't too surprising. Oh, I just realized we haven't prepped a wild weasel. We've been doing this whole battle, and we haven't even prepared a wild weasel. That could have been bad. Do I want to keep running away from him to let these photon torpedoes charge up? I kind of do, but I'm going to go in. Let's sort of mess with his targeting just a little bit. Photon torpedoes, we got a defense shift of 1, an attack shift of 0. 4 of them will be ready to fire. Maybe even all 6 of them if the charge happens a little bit faster than I think it's going to. Oh, come on, we're about 1 mark away from it being at full power. Wait for it. Yeah, that's all of them. So slamming his forward shield, we are through already. So he has lost his forward shield. He is now vulnerable to our incoming fire. And he's still holding on to those missiles, so if he's going to do that, I'm going to launch these. Although, he should have phaser 3s covering, his rear flank, which he should be able to make use of. Let's pull directly away from him now, see if we can't get a nice little dash out from range, because we do have a little bit of an issue when it comes to having enough energy to charge the rear shield. That is the downside of having so many heavy photon torpedoes. We deal a lot of damage. I mean, you saw 2 salvos of just half of them hitting. We've cut through his forward shield. So he is now also countering our defense shift, and we are building the range out, so we don't have to worry about this much anymore. How much more time do I have on Wild Wheels ready? Don't have any energy to put into the shields just yet, but that's going to be fine. A couple more missiles on him. He should have a point defense well enough to handle those, and he's up to a speed of 25, which means these missiles can't even catch him. They only go 24. They're the relatively inexpensive option, which is very, very useful to have. We're going to start working around the corner on this guy just because we don't want to fly off the side of the map. We're not quite as nimble as our destroyer. A couple of episodes ago, we had a nice little fun super spin turn that allowed us to just barely avoid running out of the map. We're not quite that nimble. I don't think there's much more point in trying to engage him anymore with the photon torpedoes. I also want to get the range back out a little bit more, simply because I don't want to get hit by him. And he's doing 25.3 at a defense shift of 1, so we're relatively good. The damage he's dealing to us shouldn't be all that great, although I'm a little bit surprised and annoyed that he's being so accurate as he is. So we've got 5 points energy in the rear shield right now, so we're relatively safe. We're just going to spend a little bit of time, extend the range out so I can come back around. We're a little bit too close for what we want to do. So if we come back at him right now, we'll get far too close before, and he'll probably be able to counterattack with plasma torpedoes. And the last thing we want is to actually get involved in an actual battle with plasma torpedoes. We want to stay very much on the skirmishing side of things, stay at range, use our massive long-range armament, because quite frankly, this is a massive long-range armament. This armament can, will, and has punched through full-on stations which are rotating. And we have the video proof to prove that in a couple of episodes of Starfleet Command Season 1, where we took on a starbase with just our heavy photon torpedoes and beat the crap out of it. Yes, it worked, although I don't want to repeat it because it took like an hour. I'm not even kidding. It took like a full 40 minutes of just shelling away. So, 6 more photon torpedoes right on in. 21 damage. Holy crap. We're just firing proximity photon torpedoes. We still did 21 damage to them. So the reason for that, of course, being each one of these photon torpedoes will do 16 damage normally. Fired in proximity mode, they deal 8, and we're firing 6 of them. So this is essentially a New Jersey-class battle cruiser firing his normal photon torpedo complemented to you. Yeah, that's the kind of firepower we get to bring to the table here. And it is not trivial whatsoever. And also, we are extending the range out hugely here, over 28, and extending even further, because he's not pulling ahead of 25.3. I'm really surprised. I know for a fact the Rock can kick faster than that, because we used to have one. And it's a very good ship design. He can reach a speed of 31 if he really wants to. I'm surprised he's just not doing it. So we will pull out, wait for our photon torpedoes to fully charge once again, and then we'll just turn right back into them. And we'll do this again and again and again until basically we win. Because we will win. Slow down speed of time because we have the angle. Come on, show me your front, show me your nose. And we also need to get within a speed distance of 21. Fire. Ooh, not 22. I was about to say not as good, but no, just as good. Because that meant 3 photon torpedoes hit him at the very least, cut through his shield, which he only had 2 points in it, and then dealt damage to his hull. Bit by bit, we will work him down. He's down to a speed of 20 after firing just 1 plasma torpedo. Oh, you have problems, my friend. And unfortunately, our rear shield is starting to come down. So we've been doing this long-range game for a bit too long, maybe. I just don't have any power to put into the rear shield, unfortunately. Let's engage with missiles. Come back around. We're not going to have the photon torpedoes just yet ready to go, though, unfortunately. But I really can't afford to be showing him my stern. I can play this game just a little bit. But I think... How much energy do I currently have in the rear shield? Nothing. I'm just not going to have any energy until photon torpedoes stop being charged. They are energy hogs. They're very difficult to keep running, unfortunately. But we were able to avoid fire on there, and you know what? I think by the time I come around, I should have most of my photon torpedoes ready to go. Should be about 5 of them. So just get us a good angle here. Look to hit the right... nope. That's actually not a great shot because, as you can see, we hit the side shield, which is drastically weakened, sure, but we don't care. We only really want to be dealing damage to his front because that's where he's vulnerable, and as long as we can focus the energy there, he can't stop us. I think he's got 6 tractor beams. He is a pseudo-frigate tender, so one of the things that is the hallmark of pseudo-frigate tenders is they have a lot of tractor beams, because you've got to hold them on the ship somehow. Oh, stop hitting that stern shield. I really wish you would stop hitting that stern shield. Maybe I should up the importance of the ECM system. Go down to 1. He's not even fully charging it. That's fascinating. So he is still getting accurate fire on my stern shields, which is not great, but we can just pull away. I mean, at the end of the day, we have the speed advantage, a pretty significant speed advantage too. So I want to get in here with a full complement of photon torpedoes if at all possible, so we're going to extend this out just a little bit longer than we normally did. Come on. And we do have to keep in mind, do not forget, at the end of the day, this is a scouting mission, so we do have to get in close with the scanners before we actually kill him. Missiles and photon torpedoes. Get ready to pull away. 6 photon torpedoes. Oh, dead center. 44 damage. Now that's a decent amount of hits right there. He's fired his plasma torpedoes. It's kind of a panic reaction. It's not going to help him. We're going to kick up the speed a little bit more. It's important because we really don't want to get shot at by this. We also would like to avoid having to cost our Gatling phases on it. Alright, so we are pulling directly away, and again, away from the border, which is exactly what we're hoping for. Unfortunately, there's the other border. So we're just going to keep working around the edges here. He's in a bad place. Like, yeah, he's weakened my rear shields pretty significantly, but he can't stop us. I'm going to slow down a little bit, give ourselves a little bit more defense. 27 seems to be a perfectly decent speed unless he's firing plasma torpedoes at us. And we're half charged on our last 2 photon torpedoes. If I can get all of them to fire, we'll have quite a bit of firepower to go in on them. Alright, slow down the speed of time, back to normal. Photon missiles. Just again, because it distracts him. It's not an important thing, but it is a little distraction, which is fun. And range of 20. Right in the front again. Only 13 though. Huh. Didn't do a good job with that salvo, it seems like. But he does have more damage. It's steadily adding up, and that's the key here. Over time, he's just going to eventually run out of ability to fight us. And that's the key to a Federation strategy. You blast into him, you run away. You fire, you run away. And eventually, he's just not going to have anything left. I mean, look at his cruising speed now. He's down to 21. That's where he was at 25.2 before. So he's losing energy already, which means we've managed to hit some pretty important things. The rocks are not super heavily armored. They're not dreadnoughts. Well, they are dreadnoughts, but they're not the super battleships like the King Condors. Which, if I'm perfectly honest, I kind of get a feeling I could reasonably take on a King Condor with one of these X-type heavy cruisers. They really are very good ships. The Federation X-type heavy cruiser is the best of the... In comparison to every other vessel in the line, they're the best one. So if you look at every other Federation starship, the XCAs are the best ship they've got. Because even though the battleships and the dreadnoughts will have a little bit more armor, at the end of the day, he's got much better weapons, better shielding, and much better maneuverability. I mean, we're just going to pass right on through this guy. He's not going to be able to come around to do anything to us. And part of that is he's also kind of maintaining this range on his own. Like, he's deciding that this is how he wants to engage. He's gone up to 21.8, but he just took 37 more damage. That's got to be doing something to him. Set a probe. Let's find out. Have you lost any systems yet? We've taken out one phaser. So bit by bit, we pick them apart. And that's the key to any successful Federation strategy when fighting someone much, much bigger than you. And you can get away with it, because you have the weapons to fight them like this, and they don't. Like his plasma torpedoes, if we get near him, it wouldn't be a one-shot, but it'd be the next best thing to it. He'd be able to basically fire once, and then follow-up phaser barrage. If he overloaded his weapons and waited until point-blank range, he might actually be able to pull off just a full-on kill. But as long as we get to command when this fight happens, he can't do anything to us. Because we have the speed and maneuverability advantage, we have the range advantage on our weapons, and even though in a direct, straight-up, crunchy fight he probably wins, we can beat him. Oh, another big hit through him. That's 30 damage going through his shields. He's just getting picked apart. We're seeing a lot of stunned systems going on. And it doesn't even look like he's challenging me on my electronic warfare. Interesting. Thought for a moment, for some reason, looking down at the stars here, that we weren't moving. But no, we still are doing our speed to 27. How much is our electronic warfare? Yeah, we're out of power. We are out of power. I'm going to put this at 1, or at 0 at this point, because if he's not charging it, I'm not going to bother with it. And he's probably not charging it. He's probably shunting as much energy as he can into the engines, and he's down to a speed of 15. Oh, you're having a bad day there, friend, aren't you? We're going to come in here. We got a single photon torpedo. We may as well use it. At this point, the amount of control we have over the speed of this engagement is just so domineering that, frankly, he should probably put up the white flag and surrender. Because he's never going to catch us anymore. He just doesn't have the ability to. And as you can see, our shield regeneration rate is higher than the amount of damage he's been dealing to us. Because we're back up to yellow shields. We were at red. Bright red, but still red. So he's lost this fight pretty severely. We've got another 3 photon torpedoes ready to go. I'm just going to go full turn on this one. By the time we get completely around, we should have a decent angle. Maybe not. Maybe I just want to go with a right-hand turn because I want to get back to his nose. 5 photon torpedoes ready to go. All selected. We have our defense shift up and running. We do have a stern shield reinforcement going on here. He doesn't have a whole lot of options. But skulking around at 15 is not going to work for him. Within 20. Oh, 32 damage just right on through. Not a single shield to get in the way. Send a probe. Let's find out. He's lost most of his phasers and a plasma torpedo. So 1, 2, 3 of his phaser X's, of which he's only got 3 others. So we've taken out half of his phaser X complement. We've started taking out his plasma torpedoes, and that's a big deal. When you start losing plasma torpedoes in a Romulan dreadnought, you are in trouble. Now, could we probably be much more aggressive on this? Yeah. Yeah, it's entirely possible that we could just turn right in on him and go full overloaded photon torpedoes, because that would be 32 damage per photon torpedo. And that is one hell of a slugfight, because that is essentially 4 plasma S torpedoes. I mean, granted, you're not guaranteed to make the hits, although at the range you would engage from, you probably would be. But still, he is not... We probably could just crunch him. I mean, he's only got a single R-type plasma torpedo. 2 S's is not bad. We might actually outgun him at this point. So wait for the range of 20. Oh, getting great hits here. He's down to a speed of 9.6, 8.0. Probe. We're going through probes like it's water, but who cares? Both of his F-type plasma torpedoes are down. Alright. So we've pretty much got this. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to pull away. We're going to charge all of our photon torpedoes. Then I'm going to get within range. I'm going to do one last salvo and probably get within range to use my to use the deep scan. The reason why we're waiting for the photon torpedoes to charge is I want to be able to use the deep scan and have all my weapons ready to go in. Because I've got him here. I mean, he's down to a speed of 18. Or a speed of 8. Again, started at 25.2, down to 8. Not having a good day. Alright, we are now going in for the last run. Let's get the deep scan going. Photon torpedoes, we will engage from range. Probably a little bit closer than usual, though. And wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Now. Ooh, good moves. He just a small minor turn was able to keep himself protected. That's actually a big problem. So we're within 10. And we're going to kick up the speed, full power. The reason why is I'm anticipating a plasma torpedo launch. So we're staying within 10. We've got it. Alright, so scout part of the mission's over. Now we're just in the kill phase. So he's lost most of his phasers. He's down to 2. Although it looks like he's got more than that, so he may have fixed a couple of them. Send a missile. See what he wants to do with it. He should still have tractor beams, unless I've been dealing a lot more damage to them than I think I have been. Yeah, we have this fight in the bag. Full turn going on to defend himself. Oh, we can just slow down even more. We're going to slow down, take advantage of our ability to command this engagement. Photon torpedoes. We've got the angle. He's doing a speed of 8. He just can't stop us. Oh, every single one hit. So that's on through. Another photon torpedo. Almost crippled. I'm pretty sure he's crippled. What do we got here? Photon plasma torpedoes. He's lost his arc. He's down to 2 S's. Again, 60 damage is not bad. He will be able to cut through our shields if he uses that. But he's done for. Heavy photon torpedoes to normal mode. And let's just try and keep the angle going. Don't want to get too close until my photon torpedoes are ready. Just because I want to be able to aggressively go after him. But if I come over here and energy screen, how much am I currently? 5 and growing because photon torpedoes are coming online now. We want to go here and repel beam. I don't want him to be able to grab me, hold me in place, and then knock me out because he could do that. I mean, he does have the firepower to get that done. Oh, that was not expected. We're going to give you this shield to crunch on. And weaken it. Pretty severely, actually. I'm going to see if I can't make the full pull through. I think I might be able to do it. Just barely. Yeah, we've got some nice nimbleness going on here. A little bit more, a little bit more. Come on, come around. No, we might actually lose the stern shield here. Ooh, most of it got damaged, but it's still up. And he is now toothless. For the next 3 turns, he doesn't have an ability to stop us from just going in on him. So that's exactly what it is we're going to do. Let's get the forward shields, maximum reinforcement. We're going to come in and knock him out. He fired his last load. It was his only option. But at the end of the day, it was a mistake. So we're probably just going to smash through his stern shields, knock out all of his power generation systems, because that's where the warp cores are, and pull on through. Phasers, set them to overload. All up and select. Huh. Oh, because I don't have the Gatling phaser selected. Interesting. Yeah, that is not going to help you. Punched through, missiles going out. Don't even think I'm going to need the phaser 3 or the phaser Gs. Nope. That was a Romulan optimized Condor. One of, in my opinion, one of the best of the Romulan vessels. Granted, didn't have the most powerful pseudo-frigates. I mean, there is one that has 4 plasma torpedoes per pseudo-frigate. But with the way they engaged, they strung themselves out. We were able to use our missiles to take advantage of them, plink them off one by one, and then finished off the vessel itself once it was pretty much helpless. So Empire Defense is down to 30. Let's pop back in here. It's an Enigma mission. Excellent. Always a fun mission to roll on. So let's see exactly what it is we're getting involved with. Red alert, increase speed. We've got a pirate light cruiser, and sensors indicate it does have medical supplies on board, or the Venus drug, if you believe certain missions. Let's increase speed time. We just need to get in there. And I'm also going to go here and slowly increase speed. Yeah, this is sapping from our heavy... Oh, boy. Oh, buddy boy. This is a very big dreadnought. Luckily, we might be able to get in on him, hit him, and get out of here before all hell breaks loose. Am I prepping a Wild Weasel? I'm going to check as soon as I've got... I've got the first one. Okay. Slow down speed time so I can think. So it is a PRAX, which also looks like a Diderix, by the way. It's a pretty cool one. We have all weapons ready to go, and we're going to use all weapons. I'm not seeing him deploy pseudo-frigates, so I think we just are going to take him. Let's go full ECM on this one. Forward shields to the maximum power that we can. Reinforce. He's engaged his plasma torpedo. He's got a couple of more, which he's now using. He's got a few more after this. Well, 2 more. This is the coolest looking of the Romulans. Right on into him. Hit him with everything we got. He does have that and gallant phasers to rip open the rear. And that's why the Enigma mission is one of the best missions you can take. Because we were just able to rip open his front shields and his rear shields, and he didn't shoot at us at all. And also, he doesn't have any, he has no pseudo frigates. He's down to a speed of 8, although that may be purely because the AI thinks 8 is a good speed to be traveling at. Spoiler alert, it is a terrible speed to be traveling at. If you're not doing at least 16? Yeah, 16, you're not doing it right. And the reason is purely missile defense. So let's pop in here. We're about to come in with another big Federation firing pass with all them phasers. What is the arcs on these phasers? We actually have pretty decent rear firing arcs. Wild Weasel's ready. I want to get within a range of 5. Hopefully still be able to nail this. We're not going to need the Wild Weasel. Range of 5. And start ripping open his rear. He's down to a speed of 8.0. And let's come in here, just in case. Defensive measure. Repel beam engaged. Slow down a little bit more. As long as I can control this, I'm going to keep taking advantage of it. Phasers to overload. There we go. Now we're causing the big crunchy damage. And his defenses are gone. Well, the whatchamacallit, the light cruiser that we engaged, it's dead. He's down to a speed of 1.3. Keep firing. Forward shields are still holding, so I'm just going to stay here. There we go. A relatively simple engagement, simple maneuvers. Another Romulan vessel utterly annihilated. 2 dreadnoughts in a row, without them even being able to get through our shields. Haha, for a full 402 prestige. Empire defense is down to 25. We've almost got him. We're so close to getting him. Mission, patrol. Patrol is good. I'm going to see if I can't do a little bit faster patrol than the last time. Because if we fight another dreadnought like that, we're going to have some problems. So battle stations, prep the Wild Weasel. And maximize speed of time, because there's no reason not to. Forward shields, give me a full power. I'm trying to kind of countermeasure. We will charge up as soon as we see what we've got. So a slow entry into the battlefield. Single heavy cruiser. Probe away. Let's find out exactly what it is we're dealing with. Shouldn't be all that day. FHEX. 2 Fs, 2 Rs. So that's a pretty significant amount of firepower. I think. Let's go overload. Let's go. I want the tractor. I want the tractor. I think we're going to do this. Phasers, overload mode. Oh, slow down speed time. Temporarily, I've got to take care of some of this. Missiles. Ooh, that may have actually ruined my game plan. Because I was going to do a tractor anchor here. I was going to let him fire all his plasma torpedoes, bounce it off the shuttle, grab onto him, and then basically wipe him out. But if he's going to do that... do I have enough firepower? I've got 300 damage in these. Do I have? 3 times 6, 8. I have 180 damage. That's the big ones. Slow down. Slow down. Okay, we're at the right speed. Fire more. Fire more. There we go. All open select. It's gonna suck a little bit. I'm really counting on being able to knock out this damage. Come in here. Whoops, didn't want to have that. Oh, no! Just, that was terrible. I can't believe I did that. I can't believe I did that. On a mission that I only took because I figured I could do super fast, I just opened myself up to a very long and painful mission. Alright, point defense. I turned on the point defense system. Oh, I'm such an idiot. Let's work our way out of this problem. Because we can. We are fully capable of doing that. We have a whole bunch of shuttles ready to go for whenever we need to. And you. Okay. So we've dealt with that. Give us a mine, give us some power. We still have a forward shield, and that's the key. Still having a forward shield is the important bit. Let's go into the repairs and see what we're dealing with. We've got engine damage. We've got a phaser lost over here. We are looking at a fully charged phaser capacitor coming on shortly. Photon torpedoes are going to take a little while longer. We're going to set ourselves to normal mode because we don't want to be charging that much of a problem. Are you going to run into the mine? Yeah, very well could. We could try and reset this. Unfortunately, the forward shield's not there anymore. Because we would have to take a big crunching amount of damage in order to pull this off. And I just don't think I can pull that off. Slow down a little bit. Because he's gone into cloak. He's down to a speed of 8.2. Let's see if we can't get in on his tail. and sort of work on him as best as we can. We're back up to full power, so a little bit of light damage, but the ship, she's a tough one. She is nobody's fool. And you're ready to go. Do you have weapons ready? You shouldn't. Not by now. Well, maybe. You did launch ours pretty early on in that fight. I want to fire my missiles at him, but I don't want to pass through my own mine. But this is giving us some time to think about how we want to do this engagement. I need a 4 and a 1. Are you going to get that close? He is really trying to avoid that mine. But we are also controlling the speed of this engagement. I can't believe I fired everything into the pseudo-frigate. That is the most dead pseudo-frigate that ever lived. He got hit by 6 heavy, overloaded photon torpedoes and the entire phaser capacitor of our ship. No pseudo-frigate has ever been more dead than that. Let's go in here. This is going to be an actual longer fight. Luckily, it's not going to be as long, purely because he doesn't have the same armor or shields. Proximity mode on the photon torpedoes. We're pulling away from him. He's doing a speed of 23, so he's trying to fight us on that. Let's go off in this direction for obvious reasons. As you can see, we don't have much defense on this starboard side. The shield collapsed, so you can't really blame us for that. Do I just want to fix everything? I kind of do, purely because I enjoy having everything fixed on the ship. I don't like having damaged systems, but I'm not going to bother. So we've got 6 photon torpedoes. They are a gift for you, sir. Ooh, 4 of them went right on through. Hopefully that caused a decent amount of damage to him. We are not going to be able to get accurate scans of his shields, purely because I don't want to get within a range of 10 of them right now. That's just a little bit more dangerous than what I'd have planned. And increase speed time. We're pulling away. Slow down a little bit. We're good. Just so we can charge weapons. Yeah, more distance is positive, because that'll let us get away from you and handle the fight. We want to make this a much shorter fight than last time. Partially because I took this mission thinking that I had maybe like 2 minutes, but no. We're going over time now. But hopefully we'll be able to make this one work. And also, it's always fun to demonstrate the X-Type heavy cruiser. Forward shields are down. Took 21 damage from that one. I could be much more aggressive if I really think that I can risk it. P.S. I don't think I can risk it, but I could be. I do have another photon torpedo that I want to dump on him. It'd be best to fire it at his front, but if I start working around his tail too, we could have some interesting things get done there. So I think of, yeah, photon torpedo's ready. He's up to speed of 26. And I am in his arc, technically. Another good hit. Gunnery crew is doing a good job. Get ready to launch another missile on him. He's doing 25.1. So he's now really getting up to speed. It's going to make a pull away a little bit more difficult and dangerous. F-type plasma torpedo, nobody cares. He'll never make it. So just pull off in this direction, just to burn it down a bit. Give me more speed. He's doing a speed of 21. Oh, that's his R-type plasma torpedo. Alright, shoot your other one. Come on, you know you want to. You want to give it a shot. You want to fire that other R-type plasma torpedo. It's burning a hole in your launcher. I just know it is. He's able to grab them without too much trouble. But then again, what were we expecting? Exactly that, honestly. Alright, time to roll back on in. We're going to have a decent number of photon torpedoes. Should be 4 of them. Should crunch through them without any trouble at all. We are within range. Oh, all 4 just right on into him. Give me another missile barrage. Well, barrage. It's 2 missiles. Give me another little missile salvo. I want to see just how much he's still carrying. He does have, I believe these are 2 phaser 3s that cover his stern. Might be wrong on that. Don't think I am. But he has shot down my small missile group. How sad. We're just steadily working on that. Yeah, use your phasers as best as you want, but that's not going to save you. He does still have an R-type plasma torpedo. We need to keep that in mind. If we get too close, he will be able to use that on us. But he's doing a speed of 17, which means our missiles are fully capable of chasing him down. Alright, let's turn into him. He's turning away, so I want to turn into him. Not yet, maybe. Let him fire, let him be aggressive. Phasers? No. No, we need distance. We need distance and time. And these are things that I can get easily. Pull directly away from him. Slow down a bit. I'd like more plasma or photon torpedoes to shoot at him at the same time, because that'll just allow us to maximize the amount of damage we deal. Don't think they'll be ready by the time we actually get there, but it's something to keep in mind. So on speed of time, coming in for that engagement. Come on, get within a range of 20, and we'll just unload. Another decent number of shots. Photon torpedo. Oh, we managed to block that one. We are in the danger zone now, because now he can engage us with an R-type plasma torpedo if he has them, which he does. So let's pull away. I don't want to be too close to that. Again, full speed. He's doing a speed of 23. It's not all that dangerous. I was expecting a lot more speed out of this guy. I just anticipated that he would be able to pretty much try and run me down, but he just doesn't. That was the reason for the initial let's get in close, let's crunch him with the overloaded photon torpedoes, was I figured he'd be rushing in at a speed of 31. But he's not. He's just sitting there at range. Or at least trying. Doing a speed of 21 only. There we go. Another big blast on through. He's got to be getting low on armor. If he's got any armor left. Well, we know that we've knocked out a couple of his phasers. There's an R-type plasma torpedo. Give you full power. Pull directly away from it. Let it burn itself dry. He is trying to keep us at range by alternating fire out of those plasma torpedoes. By having at least one ready at all times, we really can't go in as aggressively as we'd like. So we do have to sort of play the edge of the range just a little bit. And we'll come back on in. Another group of photon torpedoes. Unfortunately, our photon torpedoes seem to be firing in groups of 4. So, under 20. Another 23 damage on through. Probe, I want to know. Please tell me. No, he still has most of his systems intact. He is fully aggressive and dangerous. Well, maybe not, because he's still charging these plasma torpedoes. And that can't be working for him. Alright, photon torpedoes, another brief barrage, and then we'll pull away. Another little bit of damage, just getting it through. And as you can see, a single photon torpedo, yeah, that's 8 damage. He can't stop that from happening. The advantage of long-range firepower. Unfortunately, he was able to block out one on one of his still-up shields, so that's going to waste time just a little bit as we steadily work on through. I do want to continually force him to joust with me, because if every time he puts that forward shield to me, we can knock it down, cause damage to him, which will have a higher chance of dealing damage to his weapons, because forward arc. You can only damage a weapon in its arc, so... Oh, that was a good maneuver! But I think I can pull away from it. Bonus clear time. Ooh, shields managed to hold. But, again, he's managed to put himself in a position where he's screwed. Phasers overload. Missiles are out. Photon torpedoes are charging. Well, one photon torpedo will be ready for this pass, but we're going in. Yeah, this is our aggression pass now. Because he fired both of his R-type plasma torpedoes. He may still have an F, but I can bounce that. Where is my shield reinforcement going? Should be on the forward, but we're not putting any power into it. Give me a shot. Yeah, we're just going to come right on in here. We'll have one photon torpedo ready for the hit, and we can shield. Ripping them apart. Oh, this episode went on forever. You have my apologies. This is not the normal time frame that we do, but I got a little bit carried away flying the X-type heavy cruisers. They are so much fun because they're just so gosh darn powerful. I mean, the amount of damage they deal is just off the charts. 272 prestige is our reward. The planet defense is down to 20, so shortly it shall be ours. But that's going to do it for today's episode. I've been Tyrek. If you like what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to see a notification every time I post one of these videos, press that little bell icon. Leave a comment. I will see you all in the next episode.